Okay, we're thrilled to have the king himself in the building, Austin Butler. And it wasn't easy stepping into Elvis Presley's blue suede shoes.
In fact, it kept Austin up at night for 2 years, but he's been getting incredible rave reviews, including from us. His performance in the buzzy biopic. Okay, first of all, wow. Secondly, watching you physically transform yourself into Elvis Presley was astonishing to us. How did you get there?
Thankfully, I had a year and a half before we started shooting, so I tried everything. You know, I had an incredible movement coach named Polly Bennett who helped me so much, and I had a 6-month period where the film shut down for COVID, where at that point I'd had this year of doing everything. You know, trying everything, watching everything, reading every book on his life. But then that 6 months was really where it all marinated.
I feel like you're still Elvis right now.
Are you? Is it hard to shake him?
Oh, you know, I think there's habitual things. When you do one thing for 2 years, you create habits. So I know that I've got habits that are in there, but it's not intentional.
The other thing that is just incredible, and this is what Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks said about you, is that you didn't phone one thing in. And that's why we said you didn't sleep for 2 years. It was a lot.
It was rigorous,
But did it feel in the moment like, was it joyful? Did you feel like this is something I meant to do?
Oh, it's the most joyful thing I've ever been a part of. I mean, it was also the most challenging thing I've ever done, but what a privilege to get to live with Elvis and learn everything about him for 2 years. And I mean, it was just the best time of my life.
And, you know, it's funny because Priscilla Presley obviously gave this a big kiss for many, many reasons. But I was just thinking about the pressure, not just because there are millions of Elvis fans, but Priscilla herself, you know, keeping her eye on this.
I mean, that was the thing that really would wake me up every day. You know, I was waking up around 3 in the morning, even if I went to bed at 1, you know, just because I couldn't sleep. I'd wake up, my heart was pounding. And it was this thing of knowing that, you know, you want to do justice to any human being that you ever play, but with him, you know, his family, and also all the misunderstandings about his life. And his life's been so pulled out of context. And so I just, for Lisa Marie and Priscilla and their entire family, so I just feel, I mean, and they've just been so warm.
I mean, I loved looking at the pictures of you with his granddaughter, Riley, who's an incredible musician.
She's amazing.
I mean, and let's talk about the music. Because, first of all, we all have our favorite Elvis song. As you said, he's an icon. You are told, okay, you're going to sing.
Like, this is your voice.
This is you singing. What, were you, like, okay? Or were you scared? Was that part of the waking up?
I was terrified. It was just a thing where I just became obsessed with it. So I just wanted to sing as much of it as I could.
I'm so fascinated about the shy piece because I know a lot of parents are watching their kids maybe are shy and they're wondering, like, so how do you get up the nerve and all those things to get up and do a beautiful scene like the one we showed?
I think it's about where you end up channeling your energy. So often shyness for me came from, you know, fear or insecurity, but often it's like the energy feels like it's coming back in on yourself. You become self-conscious. And so for me, it was always, and early on in acting class, that's what helped me, because I realized it's about putting your attention on someone else.
The other person.
And so you can't be other-conscious and self-conscious at the same time.
Oh, wow. That's so smart.
Oh, that's good. That's we need to, like, put on a pillow. I mean, the dancing, too, we talked a little bit, but, like, the movements.
You had to really feel it.
It wasn't, like, choreographed.
Yeah, because Elvis was never choreographed. It was all about the music moving him. So for me, I had to touch into those things, like going to a gospel church in Nashville where 30 of the most incredible gospel singers are singing for 8 hours straight and we're stomping our feet. You start feeling your soul stirring you to move. And so I then knew anytime I wasn't feeling that, I was off. So it was always touching back into that. But you got to be incredibly meticulous and specific to get, you know, his things.
I mean, that's amazing.
One thing that you and Elvis have in common, a heartbreaking thing, is you both lost your mothers at 23. How did that inspire you to get into this role?
Well, it's that thing where when you first look at Elvis, he feels so much larger than life. And you look at him like a godlike figure or the caricature of Elvis. And And I fell into that when the first month where I was trying to work on it, where I taped myself and I watched it back, and I saw an impersonation, and so I couldn't send it to Baz. And but it was when I learned about his mom, and then knowing that we were the exact same age, and that just hit me like it was one of those things where you feel like the stars are aligning, and so yeah, that just became the most personal thing.
Well, that there was a scene that we're not giving anything away, but you are actually, your character Elvis is in his mother's closet, and he's basically, he can't let go of her.
Yes.
And it was in that moment too I watched and I said, either this guy is either the best actor on earth or he's felt something before, just like that. You're amazing.
Yeah, we don't want you to go.
We don't.
What's next? How do you go from this? Has it been hard to move on?
Yeah, I got done. I didn't quite know what to do with myself. I was 2 years. That was my whole life, and I got done, and I needed to kind of remember who I was at the end. So I got into pottery in London. I loved that.
That's cool.
I had the wheel. It was my whole ghost moment. I had a lot of that kind of thing, yeah, so it's like...
we are so happy for you. We're so happy we got to witness this moment in your life.
Yeah, it really does feel like something special.
And see it in the theaters.
But you have to.
Elvis hits theaters June 24th. That's a thing that you write in your calendar and put a star by it.
It's so big and beautiful, and the music is so good.
I love hearing you
You're
guys
such a talent.
Loved it.
Come back,
you, Austin.
please. Don't forget about us.